I'd just like to make the point that we're very fortunate that His Majesty has allowed us to use Buckingham Palace for this event, and I need to say that.
The chandeliers inside Windsor Castle shimmered with thousands of reflections as final preparations unfolded for one of the most prestigious evenings in the British royal calendar. Every polished glass, every carefully folded napkin, every gold-rimmed plate had been positioned with extraordinary precision. For weeks, palace officials had worked tirelessly to ensure that nothing was left to chance. State banquets are never ordinary dinners. They are carefully choreographed displays of diplomacy, history, and royal tradition, where even the smallest detail carries symbolic meaning. Long before the first distinguished guest enters the room, every seat has already been assigned through an intricate process involving senior palace officials, protocol experts, and royal advisors. Each place card represents far more than a guest's location at the table. It reflects hierarchy, national relationships, and the future direction of the monarchy itself. On this particular evening, one chair attracted far more attention than anyone could have imagined. That seat had been reserved for Princess Charlotte. Her name rested neatly on a gold place card prepared well in advance. The position had not been selected randomly. It represented another carefully planned step in introducing the young princess into increasingly important royal responsibilities. As the daughter of the Prince and Princess of Wales and one of the highest-ranking members of the next generation, Charlotte's participation carried unmistakable significance. Every public appearance she makes helps shape the image of the future monarchy. But moments before the banquet officially began, something unexpected happened. Queen Camilla reportedly took Charlotte's assigned seat. At first glance, it may have appeared to be nothing more than an innocent misunderstanding. In a room filled with over 100 distinguished guests, staff members moved constantly, making final adjustments before the official proceedings. Yet within royal circles, even an accidental seating error can carry enormous symbolic weight. Those closest to the preparations immediately realized there was a problem. No member of the household staff could simply approach the Queen and ask her to move. Royal protocol does not work that way. Any correction involving the monarch or the Queen must come from the highest authority available. For several tense moments, palace officials quietly assessed the situation. Then King Charles intervened. Witnesses described the king's approach as calm and deliberate. There was no sign of frustration, no raised voice, and no public display that would draw unnecessary attention from arriving guests. Years of experience within one of the world's most scrutinized families had taught Charles how to resolve sensitive situations without creating a spectacle. He walked toward the table with measured confidence before speaking privately with Camilla. Exactly what was said has never been publicly confirmed, but observers suggest the conversation was brief and respectful. Only then did Camilla reportedly notice the place card. The realization appeared to settle in almost immediately. If the reports are accurate, she understood that the chair had already been assigned. What followed lasted only seconds, but inside the carefully controlled world of royal protocol, those few moments carried extraordinary importance. Because this was never simply about furniture. It was about symbolism. Royal seating arrangements communicate messages without anyone saying a single word. Historians study them. Diplomats notice them. Photographers capture them forever. Every image released from a state banquet becomes part of the historical record. If Princess Charlotte's designated place had remained occupied by someone else, even unintentionally, the photographs could have suggested an entirely different narrative from the one palace planners intended. That is why protocol matters so deeply. The British monarchy operates through carefully managed visual signals. Every appearance, every procession, every position around a table contributes to the institution's public identity. Charlotte's inclusion at such an event marked another milestone in her gradual introduction to royal duties. Unlike previous generations, Prince William and Princess Catherine have chosen to introduce their children slowly and deliberately to public life. Every engagement appears carefully timed, allowing Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis to grow into their future roles without overwhelming public attention. This banquet represented another carefully planned step in that journey. Removing or changing any part of that plan, even accidentally, could undermine months of careful preparation. As palace staff quietly watched events unfold, another key figure became aware of the situation. Prince William. Reports suggest he was informed by members of the household responsible for conducting final seating checks before guests officially entered the banquet hall. His response was immediate. William has earned a reputation for remaining remarkably composed during public events. Those who have worked closely with him often describe his calm demeanor during moments of pressure as one of his defining characteristics. Rather than displaying anger, he typically projects quiet determination. According to accounts surrounding the incident, he approached the area with that same controlled confidence. For William, the issue extended beyond protocol. It involved his daughter. Every official appearance Charlotte makes contributes to the future public image of the monarchy that William and Catherine have spent years carefully building. Protecting that image has become one of the Prince of Wales' highest priorities. Observers have frequently commented on the deliberate way the Wales children are introduced to public service. Unlike previous royal generations that sometimes appeared constantly in the public eye, William and Catherine have balanced privacy with responsibility, allowing their children to experience as normal a childhood as possible while gradually preparing them for their future roles. That philosophy makes every appearance meaningful. Every photograph matters. Every ceremony carries purpose. According to reports, William calmly reinforced what Charles had already communicated. Charlotte's assigned place would remain Charlotte's assigned place. Soon afterward, Camilla reportedly stood, allowing the seating arrangement to return to its intended order. The correction was completed quietly. Most arriving guests never realized anything unusual had occurred. To the outside world, the evening appeared perfectly flawless. Yet inside palace walls, those few moments had highlighted something much larger. They demonstrated just how seriously both the king and the future king view the carefully managed transition toward the next generation of the monarchy. Charles and William rarely need dramatic gestures to make their intentions clear. Their authority often speaks through calm decisions rather than emotional confrontations. In this case, if reports accurately reflect events, both men acted in remarkable unity. One represented the present crown. The other represented its future. Together, they reinforced the same message without public conflict or visible disagreement. Within royal institutions, that kind of silent coordination often carries greater weight than any public statement ever could. By the time guests took their seats and the official banquet began, everything appeared exactly as palace planners had originally intended. Foreign dignitaries saw a perfectly organized ceremony. Photographers captured elegant images of a united royal family. Diplomatic speeches proceeded without interruption. To everyone watching around the world, it looked like another successful display of centuries-old British tradition. But those familiar with the careful choreography behind royal life understood that sometimes the smallest adjustments reveal the biggest priorities. And on this evening, one seemingly ordinary chair had become a powerful reminder that the future of the monarchy is protected with extraordinary precision. Although the seating arrangement had been quietly restored before the banquet officially began, the incident did not simply disappear. Inside the royal household, moments like these are rarely forgotten. Palace staff are trained to notice every detail. They understand that what may seem insignificant to outsiders can carry lasting institutional meaning. A misplaced seat, a delayed arrival, or an unexpected alteration to protocol often becomes part of a much larger conversation about tradition, symbolism, and the future direction of the monarchy. For King Charles, however, the priority was clear. The evening could not be allowed to unravel. As head of state, he had invited a foreign leader to Britain for one of the nation's highest diplomatic occasions. Every camera lens, every ambassador, and every international journalist expected to witness unity, stability, and centuries of royal tradition operating with flawless precision. Charles reportedly ensured exactly that. Rather than allowing private tension to overshadow public duty, he continued the evening exactly as planned. Guests enjoyed the formal banquet, speeches were delivered with customary elegance, and official photographs presented an image of complete harmony. From the outside, nothing appeared unusual. But privately, the situation offered another reminder of the delicate balance Charles must maintain as monarch. He is not simply a king. He is also a husband, a father, and a grandfather, responsible for managing relationships that often carry decades of emotional history. Few people understand the complexity of that role better than Charles himself. Throughout his life, he has experienced public scrutiny unlike almost anyone else in modern history. He has witnessed family disagreements become international headlines and private emotions transformed into endless public debate. That experience has taught him one important lesson. Not every disagreement requires confrontation. Sometimes leadership means resolving problems so quietly that the public never realizes they existed. According to reports surrounding the evening, Charles later spoke separately with both Camilla and Prince William. No official details of those conversations have ever been released, and much of what has circulated remains speculation. However, observers believe the discussions focused less on assigning blame and more on preserving unity within the institution. Because in reality, there may not have been a villain. If Camilla genuinely sat in the wrong place by mistake, then embarrassment, not defiance, would likely have been her immediate reaction once the situation became clear. Likewise, William's response reflected something equally understandable: a father's instinct to protect his child. Over recent years, the Prince and Princess of Wales have carefully shaped the public introduction of Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Every appearance has been measured, every engagement carefully selected, and every milestone timed to allow their children to develop naturally while preparing for lives of extraordinary responsibility. Charlotte's participation in such a prestigious occasion represented another chapter in that carefully managed journey. Protecting that moment was entirely consistent with William's approach to fatherhood. Observers have frequently praised both William and Catherine for placing their children's well-being ahead of relentless public exposure. Unlike earlier royal generations, they have consistently emphasized education, family stability, and emotional security before increasing royal responsibilities. That philosophy has helped shape public perception of the Wales family as the modern face of the monarchy. It also explains why even symbolic moments receive such careful attention. The incident, whether accidental or not, reinforced another important reality. The monarchy is entering a period of transition. King Charles represents continuity with the reign of his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, while Prince William increasingly embodies the institution's future. As that transition continues, public attention naturally shifts toward William, Catherine, and their children. Every official engagement involving Prince George, Princess Charlotte, or Prince Louis becomes another glimpse into the next generation of royal leadership. That makes their public roles more significant than ever before. For Princess Charlotte especially, each appearance contributes to an identity she will carry throughout her lifetime. She has already earned admiration for her confidence, composure, and natural ease during formal occasions despite her young age. Many commentators have noted how calmly she participates in ceremonies that would overwhelm most adults. Those qualities are unlikely to be accidental. They reflect years of careful preparation by her parents, who understand better than almost anyone the pressures awaiting their children. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the reported incident is that Charlotte herself appears to have remained completely unaware of it. By the time she entered the banquet hall, her chair was exactly where it had always been intended to be. Her name remained on the gold place card. Her place within the evening's carefully designed ceremony had been fully restored. She simply took her seat and participated in the event with the same calm confidence she has displayed during previous royal engagements. If the reports are accurate, that may have been the greatest success of all. The adults handled the problem before it could ever affect the child. That is often what genuine protection looks like. Not dramatic intervention. Not public confrontation. But quiet decisions made behind the scenes so that the next generation can continue without carrying burdens they never needed to witness. For many royal observers, this story extends beyond one banquet. It reflects a broader evolution taking place inside the monarchy. As Charles continues establishing his reign, increasing attention inevitably focuses on the Wales family and the institution they will one day inherit. Every appearance by William and Catherine reinforces their role as the future of the crown. Every milestone involving their children quietly prepares the public for another generation of royal service. Whether this particular seating incident unfolded exactly as described has never been officially confirmed by Buckingham Palace, and many accounts circulating online rely on anonymous sources or speculation rather than verified statements. What remains undeniable, however, is the importance royal protocol assigns to symbolism. Within the monarchy, seating arrangements, public appearances, ceremonial order, and official photographs are never treated casually. Each decision contributes to the carefully managed image presented to Britain and the wider world. That is why stories like this continue to fascinate royal watchers. They reveal how much preparation exists behind moments that most viewers experience only through a single photograph. They remind us that beneath the glittering chandeliers, priceless silverware, and magnificent state rooms lies an institution constantly balancing tradition with change. For King Charles, Maintaining that balance has become one of the defining responsibilities of his reign. For Prince William, safeguarding the future represented by his children has become an equally defining mission. And for Princess Charlotte, every carefully planned appearance brings her one step closer to the responsibilities history has already begun placing before her. When the evening finally came to an end, official photographs showed exactly what palace planners had hoped the world would see. A confident king, a composed queen, the Prince and Princess of Wales standing prominently beside them, and the next generation of the royal family quietly taking their places within Britain's centuries-old tradition. Whatever conversations occurred behind closed doors remained there. The banquet concluded successfully. Diplomatic relationships were strengthened. Royal protocol was preserved. And history moved forward just as it always has, one carefully planned moment at a time. Sometimes, the biggest stories inside a palace are not revealed through dramatic confrontations. Sometimes they are told through a single chair, a single place card, and the quiet determination to ensure that the future remains exactly where it was always intended to be.